Cincinnati Basketball Hustle TV Top 25 Selection Show. We're here at Martino's on Vine Street. That is 2618 Vine Street on the Strip right here in Clifton. Come on down. We had some great food. Everything was excellent. The service was great. It's a Pittsburgh bar. A lot of good Pittsburgh sports memorabilia here. Come down, check it out. Now, next kid I want to talk about.
Basketball Hustle TV.
Lonnie Berry out of Aiken. You talk about a kid who, if they could bottle up basketball and put it in a pop, he'd drink it every day. Every day. He just loves the game, loves to play. He'll roll out of bed and play in his pajamas if he has to. Loves to play basketball. You know, what are your thoughts on Lonnie?
Lonnie, another one of them guys that are, and long and extremely athletic, and sky's the limit for Lonnie. I'm not even sure we've seen anywhere near the best of where Lonnie can get to. And the best part about him is he's just going to be a junior, and so he's still got more time to develop. For as much as he loves the game of basketball, now it's time for him to take that next step where he, it's not enough to just love it, to really dedicate and live the game of basketball if you want to take that next step, and that's weight room. I think Lonnie could get a little bit stronger, and you start adding some of that strength to his game. And I've noticed he's tightened up his handle a little bit, and the jumper is getting better. I mean, I'm excited to see where this kid can take his game, and I know Coach Leon is going to push it, and that's what Lonnie needs. He needs to be pushed, and if he could take care of all of the other stuff off of the basketball court, he should start to garner a lot of interest, from some D1, type teams, and so we'll see. And I'm excited about Lonnie's future.
Coach, what are your thoughts on Lonnie? I know you get to see him a lot.
I think Lonnie is definitely one of the top shooting guards right now in the state. I think with him, the key for him is maintaining his focus. If you want to play collegiate basketball, it's not just going in the gym and playing, but you got to take care of your schoolwork, all the other things, being
Absolutely.
a leader with your team. And I think and Lonnie's a young kid. He still has 2 years left to play high school basketball. But I think if he settles down and just keep his focus on what's important, I think Lonnie is no reason why he shouldn't be able to be a real successful collegiate player in a couple years.
Totally agree. I mean, and I think with Lonnie is, like you said, Coach, just putting it all together. Let's put it all together, and the sky will be the limit for that kid. Coach Hill, tell us a little bit about your thoughts on
Basketball Hustle TV.
Corey Long, the kid out of Hughes.
Okay. With Corey, Corey's about a 6'3" combo guard out of Hughes. Corey has some high-level interest in him. It's on the collegiate side. Very long arms. One of those kids that have taken a great step from AAU. His exposure that he received this AAU season has impacted his recruitment more than most players on the AAU circuit. But Corey is a guy that can shoot it. He can get to the rim. He gets to the rim a little bit better than he can shoot it, but he should be the leader at Hughes and one of the best in the Cincinnati Public School League.
There's one kid that's left that we should talk about. The kid out of Elder who just committed to Wright State. I believe that was earlier this week.
Basketball Hustle TV.
Ryan Kuster out of Elder, 6'6" kid. Plays down low a little bit, plays outside a little stretch four. Coach, what are your thoughts on him? I know you got to see him a lot.
Right. Ryan is a kid just committed to Wright State a few days ago. 6'6", long, nice mid-range game. I think he's Wright State looks at him as a guy that can come in and real similar to Benzinger. Benzinger, more of a shooter, but Kuster can definitely develop into that type of player.
Okay, Coach, anything to add?
Just congratulations to the kid and his his commitment to Wright State. And one thing that you're going to be for sure about him is that he's going to play hard, and he's not going to back down from any challenges. And those are the kids that colleges love to recruit. There's always a spot for a kid like him. So Kuster, he's going to be he'll be fine at college, and he'll adapt, and he'll get stronger, and he'll have a solid career out there.
Okay. I want to, when you talk about Cincinnati basketball, oftentimes a lot of conversation, and debate in the barbershops is, what's the best conference in the city? Is it the Cincinnati Public School League? Is it the GMC with your Princetons and Middletowns and everything? But oftentimes everybody always wants to throw in the GCL. So let's take a minute and talk about some of these guys on the GCL. I would like to start out with
Basketball Hustle TV.
CJ Fleming. I'm just, he's an interesting type player, out of LaSalle. Some people would say, is it the system that makes him stand out? Is it his own merits that makes him stand out? Me personally, I don't really know. I kind of wonder if we were to take him out of a LaSalle and, let's say, put him at Walnut, how would his numbers be? How would he fare in that situation? Or could he come to Clark and actually make that transition to where it's 16 passes before you do anything, or versus getting up and down a little bit and running? What are you guys' thoughts on that? Phil, chime in with this. This is an interesting kid to talk about.
I think with CJ, anytime you come out of LaSalle, you're going to be a tough player.
Absolutely.
Especially on the defensive end. You're going to be a mentally tough player, which is probably more important than anything. He shoots the ball really well. He runs his team really well. I think it's a combination of things. With anytime you're in a system and you perfect that system, you're going to be a better basketball player in that system. But I think he's good enough. He's a good enough player that he can adapt to anywhere he goes. I think his knack is his athleticism, and when you go against him, you got to hope your athleticism is better than his mental toughness.
That's a great point. That's a great point, Coach.
Coach really started to chime in on it. And yes, if anyone would love to put CJ in at Clark, I would be more than happy to see if he can, fit into the system. And that's a good thing about a kid like this, is I honestly think we could put him anywhere in the city, and he would adapt his game, for that system and for that team. And it starts with his toughness. I mean, the kid is absolutely, tough as nails. He causes a lot of havoc defensively, shoots it really, really well, and you got to expect that out of a LaSalle kid. And and those are a lot of programs are trying to emulate what they do over at LaSalle, and he represents that and his team very well. And CJ is a very solid player and very deserving of the accolades that he is racking up.
And with the conference comment, I think all the conferences are pretty much top heavy. So it's not that one conference is better than the next conference. I just think the top couple teams in every conference can beat the top at the other conferences. So I don't put a lot on when my team goes and plays a GCL, although we have a winning record against the GCL, but we don't try to pump our guys up. Hey, we playing a GCL team.
Right.
We playing a basketball game and we're going to beat you. That's how we look at it.
Coach, I want you to talk about, since, Coach Parker brings up a kid that's a basketball player and playing football, let's talk about
Basketball Hustle TV.
Jeremy Larkin out of LaSalle. What are your thoughts on him?
Jeremy, I think the world of Jeremy. He used to be in our organization. I mean, since he was in second grade. Always been. The first thing I would say about Jeremy is that he's another one of those kids that has high character. Comes from a great family. His older brother Jeff plays for Christian Brothers, a Division II school. They actually beat Memphis this year. But Jeremy is one of those players. He's probably the best defensive player in the city, if not the state.
Wow.
And we can say all we want about everyone else, but Jeremy is the key to LaSalle. He's definitely the engine of their car. And that's on the football field and the basketball court. But if Jeremy wanted to play college basketball, I think he would definitely be able to do that. Fortunately for him, he loves football also. He committed to the UC Bearcats, so we'll get to see him a lot.
Absolutely.